What's up, party people? We're here in Charlotte County, Florida, in the greater Englewood area. We're here at the Bill Coy Preserve, the Willard Bill Coy Nature something. And we're going to do a little ethnobotanical journey on the little trail here. There's a picture of the trail. That sort of will help guide us. Primary 0.57 miles, so it shouldn't be too long. Here's some stuff that the county wants us to know. Yeah, good times. All right. Here's some species we might encounter. Red-bellied woodpecker, red mangrove, little blue heron, which, despite the name, is closely related to egrets. Great. And this is a mesic flatwoods. So, mesic, that means not too dry, not too wet. We got Sherman's fox squirrel. Yeah, maybe we'll see some of those guys. Okay. So, first off, we got a nice bench here. Well, we'll get to that in a second. So immediately you can see a lot of pines, maybe slash pines. I don't know, okay? I'm not an expert at the pines. As far as I know, all of Florida's pines are edible. Okay, so get yourself some of those needles, maybe from some of these shorter ones that you can actually reach, like that guy over there, these guys here, and make yourself some tea, okay? If you are ever stuck in the woods, get some pine needles, make the tea, get yourself some vitamin C, okay? And then we notice saw palmettos everywhere. Those are, of course, medicinal, big food for wildlife. Not very tasty. Good times. And then also we see grapevines everywhere, wild grapevines. These leaves are edible and a superfood to boot. If I was stuck in this kind of an ecosystem trying to survive, I know I'd be eating a lot of grape leaves, okay? Now over here we have greenbrier or sarsaparilla, one of the species. Now all of them do have edible medicinal roots. And I think we got one over here with some fruits on it. Here's some more. I don't know the species, but they all have the same use cases, okay? So if they have black fruits, the fruits will be edible. And if the edibility of red fruits is unknown and the seeds are considered not edible. I thought I saw some fruits around here, but I don't know. One thing I noticed is a lot of wax myrtle, but little ones. Wax myrtles, of course, can grow into quite large trees, but we just see these little ones all along the edges here. The leaves, of course, are very aromatic. It can be used as a spice. So we can use the, actually, look at this. Here's a female wax myrtle, and we can see the fruits on it. So these things are real waxy. If you collect enough of them, you can boil them and make bayberry wax. It smells very nice. So if you collect bayberry wax, what you're going to want to do is dilute it, because it's very aromatic. It's very valuable. So when you make bayberry wax, you probably want to cut it with paraffin, soy wax, or beeswax. So I notice a lot of young little sumac. There's two species of sumac that we use. I don't know the difference between them, but they both make these edible tart fruits, these lovely little red fruits that are berries, if you will. I don't know if they're botanically a berry, but you'd probably consider them a berry. And they're covered in malic acid crystals, so they make a nice little lemonade or a component of za'atar seasoning. Here's a little bit bigger wax myrtle. Yeah, I don't see any large ones, but I see a lot of small ones. I see a lot of small oaks in here. Maybe they're trying to keep this all piney and they don't want to let the oaks get big. Here's some grass. I don't know what kind of grass it is, okay? I don't know my grasses. I know the grasses that are the aromatic grasses that are useful, like lemongrass and citronella grass, but those aren't native to here. Here's some grass. Here's Biden's alba, edible leaf, medicinal value in the aster family, edible flower, good cooking greens. Cook them up with some eggs, of course. I don't actually know what this is, but it seems to be an ericaceous plant. I mean, the bark, it looks a lot like blueberry bark. So this is probably in the heather family, like our friend blueberries. And we know ericaceous plants love acid soil, which pine trees are very good at producing. I see more sumac. Here's a slightly larger example of sumac. So they're going to get about as tall as a person, and then they're going to make these lovely, red fruits on top. I feel like I'm getting bit by stuff, but I haven't even seen anything yet. I've yet to sight an insect, and I'm just itching all over. What a good time. So, a lot of grapevines here. Again, most of the grapevines, 90% of the ones you find in nature are going to be male, but keep in mind they do have edible leaves. These might be wild muscadines. Who knows? Sometimes you'll get lucky and find some with fruit. But grape leaves are extremely nutritious. I think Eric Tonsmeyer might have mentioned grape leaves in 100 Edible Leaf Trees, but I could be wrong because it's not a tree. Maybe it's just, it's a vine. So who knows? Maybe it was somewhere else. But I believe I learned from Eric Tonsmeyer that grape leaves are incredibly nutrient dense. I don't know what this is, but it looks fun, huh? These oaks are like really frosty looking. A lot of bloom on these oaks. Very interesting. Here's the type of pine tree you might actually be able to harvest and reach some of the needles from. Now, of course, this is a preserve, so we are not allowed to take anything from here as far as I know. But I'm giving general advice. You find a pine tree this size, you could probably reach some of these needles and collect these to make a tea. You could just pull them right off of there. So I'm seeing a lot of pines, saw palmettos, oaks, grapes. That is everywhere. Meant to take my shoes off at the beginning and leave them at the trailhead so we could get some grounding in, but I forgot. So I guess I gotta take them off and carry them. That's okay. Yeah, saw palmettos, like I said, very medicinal. Big industry in Florida. You have to have a permit to collect saw palmetto berries because they are an important food source for wildlife in the pine flatwoods. Probably the staple food when they're in season, of course. Saw palmettos can also be used for a renewable source of hearts of palm. You don't get as much meat, but you also don't kill the plant. A saw palmetto can regenerate from the rhizomes. It can survive fire even if it's burned all the way to the ground. Supposedly these things live for several hundred years. 700-800 years or more, and they can always come back. So you can that's two edible uses. Over here we got some seats. Oh, I forgot to sit on the bench. Let's sit on these seats. Let's see how they do. Oh, nice and sturdy. And then we got a stage here. So we got a little outdoor amphitheater. I would love to do a performance here. That would be pretty cool, don't you think? Look at this. Little stage. 3 little rows of seating. 9, we could comfortably seat 18 to 27 people out here. Anybody want to do a little show in Englewood? Most of the performers I know are in Gainesville, but this would be a lot of fun. I don't know. Maybe I'll just come out here and sing to the animals sometime. All right. There's our trail marker. Hasn't taken too long at all to get here. No, well, I've been going kind of slow because I've been talking about everything. Let's pick up the pace. I don't want to run out of storage on here. Still need to get a memory card. Well, we're seeing a lot of the same species. I don't know what that is, but it looks like a good time. Let's find out what that is someday. We got our oaks. Oaks, of course, you can eat the acorns. Some people will tell you you need to leach acorns because they have tannins, and tannins are bitter. And they might make your tummy hurt. But others will tell you that you should eat acorns raw or cooked, not leached, because tannins are good for you. There's tannins in wine, grapes, tea, and those are widely considered to be foods or beverages that have health benefits. Yeah, again, small little wax myrtles. I don't see any big ones in this whole deal. Now, this is where the trail forks. I believe this is the secondary trail. Little shortcut. No, we're going full trail. We're going all the way. I don't know what this is. If I find out, we'll put it on screen. A little wax myrtle to the side. This has a very soft texture. There's a few plants in the world known as toilet paper plant. I would be willing to venture a guess that this is one of them. I think whichever one's native to pine flatwoods in Florida, that sounds like maybe it's this one. Now over there, I just spotted a magnolia. Nice. Might be a swamp magnolia. Not really going to go over there and try to find out, but we got a magnolia. Possibly swamp or sweet bay magnolia, as those tend to like the wetter sites. Now this is considered a mesic flatwoods, but we are getting down towards the water. Past this tree line there, that's the ocean or the bay or something. Okay. So we're about to get a little, you can kind of see the soil is getting a little muckier. We're getting black, a lot of organic matter down here. Okay. That's wet. Here we got some native ferns. I don't know the names of all the ferns, but you can see the ferns. Oh, there's a mosquito. Okay. Got him. So Yeah, I don't know why a bunch of them are all brown and dead, and that one's not. I don't know anything about these ferns. I know more about the invasive ferns because they have edible uses. Now, here's another little sumac. Maybe we'll come back here in a year or two and we'll have big wax myrtles and big sumacs. Oh, that one's decent size right here, actually. Wow. This is Mosquito City. They do breed in water and wet soil, so makes sense. Oh boy, what is this? This is a fun little something. Maybe one of those ericaceous friends we met earlier. Seem to be maybe a couple species of ericaceous plants that are mysterious to me. There's some more ferns. This is a nice little platform. We can observe the, yeah, that must be Lemon Bay, because that must be Minnesota Key over there. So over there we got our barrier island, and here we got the bay. So here you start to see the mangroves. I guess these are the red mangrove. I'm not a mangrove expert. And as far as I know, mangroves belong to a couple different families. And mangrove is, well, sort of like the word tree. It's a form. It's not a family. So there is some convergent evolution, perhaps. There's some fruits of mangrove fruits. Oh, you can't see them too well. Oh, there we go. So, but most of them are in a certain family, but not all of them or something. I don't know. I'm just dipping my feet into the mangrove world. Now, here we got some super mucky business. And you can see some Brazilian pepper right here. That's an invasive species. Most people can eat these. Some people are sensitive to them, so don't eat them. They are in the family Anacardiaceae, along with mangoes, cashews, sumac, poison ivy, poison sumac, poison oak. But most people can eat them. They're not the same thing as pink peppercorns, although I believe those are related. Over here, I wonder what this is. This is some fun looking stuff. This could be sea purslane, but a more mature form. I just spotted over here sea purslane growing as a ground cover. This would be, they do look pretty similar. I might get woody stems when it's larger. I've usually seen it like this, in this form, sprawling along the ground. And so this is a native edible, Sesuvium portulacastrum. Portulacastrum, well, portulaca is purslane, so I assume portulacastrum is purslane-like, or something like that. And it's in the same family as purslane. But this one's really purslane-y. Purslane is known to be the richest vegetable source of omega-3s. As far as a leaf vegetable, you can kind of tell by this waxy texture that it contains a really high proportion of lipids for a leaf. Just like purslane, which has a rounder leaf. This has a more narrow, slender leaf. And this guy over here, I mean, grows all along the ground. This guy over here has a slender, waxy leaf, but I don't know. This is, This is intriguing. I'm not sure if, I mean, what else could this be? Have to do some research. This has got a really waxy leaf too. But it's got these woody stems. But as far as I know, this little guy is sea purslane. Now finally, Here seems to be a large wax myrtle. In fact, that's, yeah, this whole guy here. Oh, and this is a female. So that's creating a lot. I see the, I don't know if you can see them, but I see the little berries all over this thing. So that, not that over there, that's an oak. But this guy right here, this is a nice size female.